What's up, everybody? My name is Vince. Welcome to the channel, and today we have a super awesome, I gotta tell you, I'm like unbelievably excited to open up the new Skilsaw Stay True Original Worm Drive SPT 88-01. What is it? It's the 12-inch double bevel compound miter saw offering. It's brand new. I've been waiting for it. It's here. We're going to get it unboxed. What's different about this 12-inch double bevel compound sliding motor saw compared to other motor saws? And people are excited because this is a worm-driven style motor gearbox driving this saw. You can see it's a 15-amp saw. It's stating that they have the portability and accuracy powered by worm drive. Plus, there's more. It's coming with a dust bag, a dust elbow included. This is one a lot of you will be excited about. Crown stops are included. It's not an additional item like some other manufacturers. You got the Stay True guarantee. It's a 180-day money-back guarantee. You don't like the saw, they give you your money back. And it's a 1-year limited warranty. It delivers relentless. It's relentless. It's just never going to give up. Power and proven durability. Lightest in-class weight, easy transportation. The shadow light, LED light casts a shadow to accurately align with the cut line. I want to hit on this lightweight thing. This box is huge. I mean, there is a 12-inch motor saw in this box. But I will say this, me and Nick, Nick especially, he helps get it into the truck. And I got to tell you, he commented that it's pretty light, and I would agree. We could say its amperage is 15. It's got a bevel capacity of up to 48 inches, no load RPMs, 4,000. The arbor size is a 1-inch round, okay? We got maximum baseboard capacity, 6.5 inches against the fence. Total tool weight is 51 pounds. First out of the box, this is our clamp. This uses knurling and friction. Here are your crown stops. We have our instructions. We have our dust bag. Seems nice. This is our dust elbow. And we have our knob for our motor scale. I gotta tell you, it doesn't feel bad for 51 pounds. There's literally nothing else. It's pretty much all together. The blade is already on the saw. Ain't no brushless motor here. Move it around. I will say this immediately. The motor scale, I mean, it's brand new out of the box, but it's buttery smooth. It feels awesome. Oh, I'm seeing a couple more features that I'm already liking about this saw. We have our little caps. Those brushes are easily serviceable. I mean, we're talking about 15-amp motor. There's something to be said about the simplicity. I mean, this design has been delivering for tradespeople and craftsmen for a long, long time. Just like the circular saw, you can easily perform service on this tool. If you put on a bunch of miles on your Skilsaw, boom, all you gotta do is change out the brushes. Look at it. Look at the size of those brushes. You can see you got your button here to lock your drivetrain, your fill bolt for your lubrication. And these are the things, if you're familiar with Skilsaw and their worm drive system, it's very familiar to you. If you needed to fine tune your stops on your motor scale, they've included the tool. There's some fine tuning that you're able to do on this motor scale. This is your material clamp. Ooh, that fit is tight. And you're able to position your clamp on either side of the tool. You have thumb screws, thumb knobs, so you can move your fence out for your bevel. This is our dust elbow. Our bag clamps onto our dust elbow. The only piece we're left with is our motor scale knob, clamp, whatever you want to call it. And I gotta tell you, I am not a big fan. This is the one thing, although it's lubed well, I'm not a big fan of this style. And the reason is that even though you have detents on your miter scale, I never trust them. I always clamp down my miter scale. And I'm just kind of used to a quick clamping system instead of this knob screw type. I will say this, I don't think it's a deal breaker by any stretch of the imagination. The quick clamp system for the detents, this is metal. Okay, so we don't have to worry about this wearing down over time. It fits in between these notches on the quick detent scale. The clamping system, you can see it screws down and pushes on metal. The miter scale should be accurate for a long time. Also, what we have is, it looks like an extendable base. That locks into place as well. It's thoughtful. A lot of people, it's pretty funny. So for a company that has included crown stops in their kit, very, very few instances where I will use crown stops. That's just me. A lot of people like crown stops, they use the crown stops. I'm not a big fan of crown stops. Let's just say you were gonna cut finished grade moldings over top cabinetry and stuff. Sometimes those crown profiles, you know, the manufacturer, the dealers, the people, the wholesalers, they don't even know the spring angles. Sometimes I would have to call to get exact spring angle, because sometimes it's just easy to make that phone call, boom, to get the answer. Or you'll have to measure for spring angle. But for some reason, you know, if you didn't want to deal with all that and figuring out what spring angle and what bevel and miter degree you need to be on to cut it correctly, you could use crown stops. This is how they would install. You can see them right here. So you have a screw hole here, you have a thumb screw, you install your stops, and you'll adjust your stop so that your crown molding will sit correctly against your fence. What I find funny is that a company that has included crown stops in their miter saw kit also has included the math to cutting standard crown profiles flat. So they give you inside left corner, outside left corner, inside right corner, outside right corner. Now, of course, for this to work, it would have to be a standard 5238 crown profile, but if you're buying finger joint and primed, generally that's what they're going to be at in most cases. But before you decide to cut your crown flat, just check your profile. I'll tell you this much. One thing that I really like, the bevel system. Now, we have a lock back here. This locks our bevel, okay? And you unlock your bevel up front here by twisting forward, and then you're able to bevel your saw, okay? Your bevel is infinitely adjustable from anywhere from 48 to 0 degrees, right? Skilsaw has thoughtfully included some bevel stops for a lot of common cuts. What it does is it speeds up the process of cutting crown molding flat. We have another stop at 45 degrees, a stop at 33.9 degrees, and then we have a final stop at 22.5 degrees, which makes adjusting your bevel so much quicker. Pretty awesome. I really like that. They have those stops on both sides. Now, if you needed to quickly return to 0, you have your detent release, but it will lock it at 0. It will go to the left, but it gives you a positive stop for 0. If you needed to fine tune your bevel scale, you can adjust the nuts on either side. A depth adjustment scale here. You could use it for a mortising. If you needed to set the depth on your blade for mortising, you'd set your depth and you'd double nut lock that bolt down, and then boom, you're able to mortise. The good part about this adjustment is this arm slides up. So you can set your depth adjustment, make repeatable cuts, and then if you needed to cut off a piece of lumber or material, you could always lift this up, make your cut, move on, and then start making your depth cuts, your specified depth cuts again. The slide feature, to enable that, you loosen this bolt, and now you go from having a set saw to a slider. This is a cross-cut, 60-tooth cross-cut blade. I'm sure you could get a pretty good cut out of it. So we have presets at 50 degrees, 45 degrees, 31.6 degrees, 22.5 degrees, 15 degrees, and 0. To the right, we have 15 degrees, 22.5, 31.6, 45, and we're able to go all the way to 60 degrees to the right. Let's get it plugged in. I like to take a look at the lighted positioning system for the blade. So there's the light, and it looks as though it stays constant on. It's not trigger actuated. Very smooth is what comes to mind. I will say though that the decibels are high. I'm not a huge fan of their positioning system. You literally need to be almost ready to cut. I mean, you know, if you wanted to get in position before you start your blade, you know, I assume, you know, that's not bad. My thing is that if you're going to be this close to the workpiece, you know, why not just position it with your blade? So sometimes I'm confused by the positioning systems on some of these newer saws. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that if you were going to use crown stops, being able to move out the table here could potentially give you more stability in the molding the further out that it is. And the included cross-cut blade, I mean, that really cut beautiful. Did a nice job. Awesome job. I mean, if you get in here, you'll see it's pretty much dead on. The saw's pretty much dead on. I'm just saying, I have to get used to this style of positioning system. I gotta tell you, feels very, very powerful. I mean, it literally, I mean, this is only one by stock, right? Just from the feeling of moving through the material, you know, I have no doubt that this saw is capable of accomplishing any task that I would require. And I'm really excited to put it through its full paces and see what it can do. And if you like tools that perform as you'd expect them to, then smash the like button. Also, if this is your first time here and you're not already, get subscribed and tap the bell. Why you don't want to tap the bell? Because we release videos like this all the time, showing you the newest tools hitting the market. And don't forget to let us know down in the comments section below. What do you think of Skilsaw's new SPT 88-01? Do you think it's good looking? Do you think that you don't like the idea of a worm drive? You know, the extendable table's good. Do you like the idea they put crown stops? Do you not like the screw lock? What do you think of the saw in general? With that, I want to say, I appreciate every single one of you being here. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you all on the next one. I want to say thank you to Skilsaw for getting this baby over to us. Get our hands on it. And if you wanted to get your hands on the SPT 88-01, we put a link down in the description below so you can order one for yourself. Video's over, but I know you want more. So this is how you're going to get it. First thing you need to do is pretend you're this guy. And you're here at the birthplace of freedom. Now ring that bell like it's 1776 and let all notifications through. What? You're not subscribed yet? Well, smash this button here. After that, watch this video here, and maybe over here. See you later.